buy 5 times as many houses with the BRRRR as you can paying just cash. Now, this is based on philosophies from Bigger Pockets podcaster Brandon Turner. He coined the phrase BRRRR. He didn't create the process. But basically, the breakdown is with the BRRRR, you're financing a property, you'll finance the repairs, and then you repeat the process, the BRRRR, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. That's what it stands for. I got a lot of other information about that on my channel. But some people's philosophy, such as a podcaster, financial advisor, Dave Ramsey, says you shouldn't buy any real estate investment unless you pay just straight cash. Both of them have their benefits, and I'm going to go a little bit on the benefits of each one and the cons of each one, and then I'll kind of just give you a breakdown what I personally do and what I think about them. First of all, some of the cons is sometimes your BRRRRs don't work, so you end up borrowing more money than the property's worth. That puts you in negative equity already. That's why you got to make sure that you run conservative numbers and make sure that they make sense. With buying more properties and using the financing, there's definitely more moving parts. Of course, financing, you don't control the property. You have a mortgage on it, so there's other interest in the property. If you buy more than one property with this philosophy, such as the BRRRR, like I said, you can buy 5 times as many houses with the same $100,000 as you can buy a $100,000 house. You could spread your money a little thin. That's just based on saying that if you're taking that $100,000, you're just buying one property opposed to 5. And then another thing is Dave Ramsey be pretty mad about you using the BRRRR system. Some of the pros to the BRRRR. Tenants pay the borrowed debt. So not all the tenants' payments are going to go straight into your pockets while they pay the debt off. Less money out of pocket. This is probably the biggest benefit to doing the BRRRR. On that $100,000 house, if you're completely rehabbing it, I could usually get into a $100,000 purchase price on a house for 10%, maybe even less, just depending on the numbers on the deal, if it's how good or bad it is. Sometimes it's even $0 out of pocket, which is really great. Next thing is you can scale faster. So that's a big benefit if you're trying to accelerate your investing career, if you're trying to turn real estate investing into a full-time job, which kind of doesn't make sense. You call it investing to a full-time job, but it is when you do real estate investing. Bigger Pockets loves the philosophy. There's a lot of different people at Bigger Pockets, so some probably have different ideas on it, but I was just basing off what Brandon Turner, when he was still with Bigger Pockets, how he broke it down. So the pros and cons to paying cash is you have 100% control of the property. You don't have any payments from upfront. You can do whatever you want with the property. You don't have to get any verification or anything from your mortgage company or anything like that. You're going to get 100% of the payment, outside of taxes and insurance. So if you're getting $1,000 rent, you're getting $1,000 to your account outside, like I said, them costs, which you pay on both ends anyways. I've never bought a house completely cash, especially like if you're buying like a turnkey where you don't need any repairs or anything like that. It's a safer investment, because if the tenant's not paying rent, then you don't have a mortgage payment you have to pay back. So on that side, it's safe. Now, the cons of it is if you're buying a $100,000 house, you have to have $100,000. Now, most people probably don't have this $100,000. And then I did a Google search on what the average cost of a house is right now. And, this averages out through the whole country, $375,000 for a house. So if you was buying an investment property, even if you got 70% off or 30% off that investment property, you're still looking at like $280,000. Now, I believe I read somewhere that Dave Ramsey saved for 7 years to buy his first real estate investment. Great, if that works for you. I know a lot of people that love his philosophy, and I can't argue against it. Now, for me, I personally, like I said, if you watched the channel before, you're a subscriber, you know that I'm big on the BRRRR. I've had multiple BRRRR projects work out for me great. Almost zero money out of pocket. One, my first one's already paid for itself, so that's an infinite return. The second one is pretty close to that. We're getting almost $800 in cash flow. Of course, there's always going to be problems, so I don't put all that money into my pocket. I actually just reinvest it into the business. Now, would I pay cash for a property? Of course I would. It just really depends on the price. Like, does it make sense to pull $200,000 out to buy cash? To me, I don't really see, outside of like just protecting yourself, I don't see the value in it for myself. There's a lot of other things you could do as far as like paying cash for your car or not using credit cards. There's a lot of different things that you can do outside of paying cash for investment properties. But I understand that you may feel like you're spreading yourself thin as far as when you're doing when you're paying all cash, because that's just a lot of money. And I don't know a lot of people that have the money to do $100,000. I mean, not 100% of the purchase price. I'm sure there's many more arguments to it, but it's not for me. So I would like for you guys to tell me how you buy your real estate. If you buy it with your own money, if you just finance it, any other things I didn't think of. But these are the two major things that I think of when I think about buying a real estate property. Now, I will say Dave Ramsey does also say that the only thing to finance is your personal home, which, once again, I don't know anybody that's buying their home outright that's not, in the top 5% of the world, the country, as far as buying outright cash. But yeah, I like to hear what you guys have to think. If you have more questions about the BRRRR, I can definitely give you information about that. I can't give you too much about buying cash. It seems pretty simple, but I've never bought cash, so I can't really give you too much more. Just say there's a lot of different things you can do with real estate out there. Don't think that these are your only two options, but they're definitely two of the more popular options. So just to recap, with the BRRRR, you're going to have lower cash flow, but less money into the project. With cash, you're going to have more money into the project, but a higher cash flow. So it's really about your tolerance, what you like, how you look at your investments. But I know when you go into the stock market, you don't buy 100% of the company. You buy a share of the company. So however you think about it, just, leave in the comments what you guys like to do. You could tell me I'm a complete idiot. You could tell me I'm a genius. I don't know. It's nothing that I've came up with myself. So I'm just giving you my opinion on what other people have said about these investment strategies. So if you guys like this video, if it's brought you any type of value, just remember to like and share and subscribe, and share. Just share it with anybody that's interested in real estate. And I'm always looking to grow, so any of your information or your feedback could help me. So just remember, Follow Dodd Does Real Estate.